Hello, gorgeous goddesses, and welcome to the month of the wild woman. I'm so excited about this theme this month, and I feel like everything in the world is so synchronistic right now because there are so many workshops and events. And I mean, even on the day that I'm recording this, today is International Women's Day, which is just remembering that we are powerful, that we are equal, that we are incredible, we're amazing. So there's no better time than now to start to reawaken your inner wild woman. Today, I have put together a beautiful little workshop. I actually found an article which I'm going to be reading to you word for word, just because it is written so beautiful. It has 14 points that are so necessary for you to understand, to incorporate and to embody into your life in order to become this incredible wild woman. And it's written so poetically. So I will be reading that word for word. You can take notes, you can just sit and listen. And then at the end of the workshop, I will be taking you through a beautiful guided meditation where you will meet and merge with this beautiful, wild inner woman of yours. All right, so every woman has an inner wild woman. We all have an inner wild woman. And she is essentially the core that we as women are born with and that we come into the world with. And that is always uncorrupted. And she can be accessed by us when we get still, when we get silent, and when we do away with all the external demands and pressures of the world. We very often lose our contact with this core or our connection to it. And as we become culturally conditioned to be a certain way, to look a certain way, or to sound a certain way, we again disconnect from our essential nature. And the symptoms that associate with this disconnection from our essential core and from our inner wild woman include a sense of life drying up, a sense of being empty, being shallow, being superficial, being meaningless or joyless. And there are also these constant underlying feelings of fear and worry. And this creates an overactivation of our nervous system. This can also create a sense of rushing through life without really living it, or of being consumed by your to-do list and those endless tasks and activities that don't really bring you joy or meaning at the end of the day. There is also a disconnection from the cycles of nature, our own internal cycles, and the cycles and the signals that your body sends to you to let you know that something's wrong, or that you need to rest, or that you need to take a break, or that you're taking on too much. And finally, she also identifies as another symptom of this disconnection by the inability to say no when you want or need to say no, which signals an inability just to express your needs clearly and to do what you want to do with your life, rather than trying to fill others' expectations of who you are supposed to be and what you are supposed to be doing. Here I am not quitting all my noisy apps. Give me 1 second so we don't have any more beeps in the background. Okay, so the wild woman is a primordial force in many ways. She is characterized by deep courage, fearlessness, keen intuition, wisdom, protectiveness of her space and her needs and her boundaries. She has a clear instinctual understanding of who she is and what she wants. She also has the ability to play, to let go, and to surrender to the flow of life. The wild woman is flexible because she can powerfully enforce her boundaries and say no when she needs to, yet she can also just totally open her heart and her life to receive abundance, to receive love, to receive joy. The wild woman within you always knows exactly where you're supposed to go next, what the next step should be, not only for your highest good, but for the highest good of all concerned. The wild woman is not selfish or self-centered. She is wise enough to be able to see the big picture and to make choices based on the highest good for everyone involved in a situation. That might trigger some of you. It is an extremely valuable practice to connect with your inner wild woman, to get to know her, and to be able to discern what she's trying to tell you about the different situations in your life and the choices that you're trying to make. Like I said, I'll be taking you through a beautiful meditation at the end. But for now, I'm going to read you that beautiful article that gives you 14 ways that you can begin to reconnect with your inner wild woman. Now, before I start with these 14 steps, I hope just from what I've said, you can already feel and understand why we need to reconnect with this inner wild woman. She is our authentic selves. She makes the best decisions for ourselves. She knows which steps to take for ourselves. And when you are connected with and you allow your wild woman to take the reins, you start to live a magical life because you do the things you want to do. You set the boundaries you want to set. You're able to say no when you want to say no. You're able to communicate yourself properly. You're able to just shine your light as bright as possible because you're not worried about how it might affect other people. And in saying that, it's not going to affect anyone badly. It's never going to affect anyone badly, but it could affect people in your life that may be triggered by you shining your light, which can lead to you losing people, to causing conflict with people. And although those things may be scary, they become so necessary for you to connect with this inner wild woman, because if you are living your life for others, you are letting this wild woman within you die. Okay, so number one, let me just clear the frogs out. Number one is to embrace your life-giving nature. So just like the wolf, the wild woman is life force itself. There is a great power in her ability to move, to influence, and to get what she wants. She might not be achieving it using common, well-known ways. Life force is what pushes boundaries, creates new, and constantly expands. Life force gives energy and provides healing and is a tremendous resource of personal power for those who know how to use it. Our body is designed to create life, and it gives life to all things. It flourishes in natural environments and makes everything flourish. There is an intense sense of aliveness around a wild woman. Suddenly you feel energetic, inspired, and ready to go. She gives without expecting anything in return. She creates life from the heart and from the womb. She can't rationalize her giving of her life creation. She does it because there is no other way. Number two, know your healing powers. Our deep intuitive nature knows. This knowing gives us power and insight. She is a healer for hearts and wombs. She can heal herself and others without effort. Just being around her is healing and rejuvenating. She has natural abilities that go beyond what the mind can comprehend. She licks her own wounds and moves on. She teaches others and shares her wisdom freely from her scars, not her wounds. She carries medicine on her fur and nails. She doesn't ask for revenge, apprehension, or justice. She makes justice. She cares for her tribe and knows how to take care of the sick and forgotten. She is compassionate and fearless. Number three, establishes territory and becomes territorially aware. The wild woman knows where she is at all times and doesn't put herself in unnecessary danger. She takes calculated risks. She takes time to explore and nourish the land she lives on. She is aware of where her territory begins and ends, and she respects the territory of others. She acts from a place of abundance rather than a place of scarcity. She is aware of the consequences of overstepping these boundaries. She can hold on if the time is not right to expand the territory and conquer new lands. She establishes allies to conquer new lands. She uses masculine power within herself, but mostly within others, to her own advantage. She doesn't like to use unnecessary effort to get what she wants. She knows and lives by her internal map and compass and is guided by her intuition. She establishes her own territory in a way that others know where the boundaries are and that trespassing is not allowed. She is welcoming and knows who, how, and when to let in. She never steps over herself to please a trespasser just so she would feel wanted. She is not interested in pleasing her ego. Number 4, be alert. Her 5 senses are sharp and developed. She works with her own body to cultivate awareness and sensuality. She listens through her body and her senses. She trusts her body to lead her to where she needs to go. She knows the right time to fight, fly, or freeze. She's always alert, but not paranoid. She is always feeling into the situation, into the people, and into the land. She reads the signs. She listens to them. She trusts her internal instincts. Number 5, find your pack. She doesn't stop searching until she finds her tribe. When she finds her people, deep down, she knows she has arrived. She knows the power of true sisterhood and is uplifted by it. She can rely on her pack as her support system. She knows she's free to come and go as she pleases and that she is always welcome to be free in her own expression. She is respected, valued, and free. Love, freedom, and self-reliance are the values of her pack. Within the pack, she can thrive. She values her friendships, especially with other wild women. She knows these relationships are seeds for growth and her foundation. Number 6, develop intuition and farsight. She trusts her intuition and constantly works to drop deeper. Her gut and her body know before she knows. Her decisions are governed by the mind-heart-womb connection. She listens to her womb and knows its power. She thrives on the close relationships with her womb, the source of life force. She sees far. She knows life is a journey. She knows that the purpose of life is to feel alive. Number 7, listen deeply. She listens deeply with her whole body, mind, and soul. She has developed a powerful relationship with herself and always tunes into her internal voice. She listens to herself. And if she can't hear herself, she knows she needs to turn the volume down on the noise. She knows the difference between her own voice and noise. She listens to others. She listens to nature. She listens to universal wisdom. She is aware of the signs. She is constantly growing and ever expanding. She listens deeply and doesn't feel the need to constantly be the talker, the leader, the organizer. She doesn't need to be right at all times. She seeks help and advice from those whom she respects and trusts, but always makes her own decisions. She knows that she is her best authority. She appreciates the silence of listening. Number 8, cultivates loyalty and surrender. She is loyal to herself, to her partner, and to her community. She doesn't betray her own instincts following a shiny new thing. She understands sacrifice, patience, and the dual nature of life. She doesn't run away when things get hard. She sticks by her principles and values. She sees long-term wins and focuses on them. She understands the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs of life. She knows the cyclical nature of things and flows with them. She goes where the current takes her. She is loyal to her craft and to her work. She doesn't give up on her time and material investments if she loses. She picks it up where she left off and tries again. She knows when to let go and surrender. Number 9, speak and act on your behalf. She never forgets herself or puts herself second. She is on top of her priorities. She makes sure her voice is strong and powerful. She doesn't let others make her decisions and live her life. She has strong boundaries and respects them. Everyone else respects them too. She knows her worth and value and acts out of healthy self-confidence and self-esteem. She thrives on self-responsibility and self-sufficiency and knows that everything is in her power. She knows that only she can give the power to an oppressor to oppress her. She is not interested in making herself a victim. She knows how to stand up for herself and ask for what she wants. She knows that everything starts within her. She is the one who creates her own world. Number 10, thunder in the face of injustice with dignity. She has a strong sense of justice and knows what's right and wrong. She doesn't fight someone else's wars and doesn't get recruited into random causes. She fights for injustice according to her own principle and learns when to let go. She will not be silenced. She protects, cares for, and nourishes the young. She fights for what is right. She is authentic and rises with dignity, even when she's being belittled. She knows how not to take criticism personally. Number 11, never surrender to domestication. You cannot tame a wild woman. The wilderness in her contradicts domestication. If she feels trapped or constricted, she will fight or flee. She will find her way to liberate herself from the cage, even if she has built it up herself. Freedom and love are her highest values. If she is not free, she is not happy. If she is not loved and doesn't love, she will die. Sorry, one seckie. Okay, number 12, share your creativity. She is highly creative and uses her creativity for growth, healing, and self-expression. A wild woman cannot live without her creativity. Her art is her creation. She can't live a dull, gray life. In order to live, she needs to create. Her inner world is full of stories and dreams, words and songs. She dances and sings by the fire, dreams of unconquered faraway lands, and tells stories. She understands the power of moving her body freely and fully inhabits the playfulness that is so inherently hers. Number 13, develop a relationship with your body. She loves her body and accepts it as it is. She takes care of her body, its longevity and health. She uses her body as her vehicle for living and creating life, expressing and nurturing herself. She values pleasure and claims her sexuality. She is certain of herself and proud to be in a female body. Number 14, she appreciates the masculine. She knows the value of partnership, union, and marriage with her beloved. She uses her powers to nourish, fuel, and ignite her relationship. She respects and knows the value of the masculine in her life and thrives on its attention, help, and care. She knows she doesn't have to work hard to get what she wants. She opens herself fully and is not afraid to fall into his arms. She surrenders to the masculine and trusts him fully to carry her into love, prosperity, and freedom. The wild woman is the one who thunders in the face of injustice. She is the one who keeps a woman going when she thinks she's done for. She is intuition, far-seer, deep listener, and she has a loyal heart. She thrives on fresh perspectives and self-integrity. But where can you find her? She walks in the deserts, cities, woods, oceans, and in the mountains of solitude. She lives in women everywhere, in castles with queens, in boardrooms, in the penthouse, and on the night bus. Whether you are possessed of a simple heart or the ambitious, whether you are trying to make it to the top or just to make it through tomorrow, the wild nature belongs to you. She lives in a faraway place that breaks through to our world. She lives in the past and is summoned by us. She is in the present. She is in the future, And she walks backwards in time to find us now. Without us, wild woman dies. Without wild women, we die. For true life, both must live. The essence of our wild woman is untamed, wild, and free. Now I'm going to take you through a beautiful meditation that will have you meet and merge with this powerful, deep inner essence. So let's get comfy. Make sure that there will be no distractions. So close the doors, let people know you'll be meditating. If you can't do it right now, press pause and come back to it later. But I really do not want you to be distracted, because this is a beautiful meditation that is going to take you deep and help you to merge with this beautiful essence of your inner wild woman. Okay, so once you're ready, get comfy again, and you can slowly start to close your eyes. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and letting it out your mouth with a sigh. Letting go of all the effort required to bring you to this point in your day. In this meditation, we will journey to meet with and commune with your inner wild woman, the untamed, the wild, and confident parts of your soul that you are yearning to awaken. To live your life as the full expression of you. So let's drop into our hearts, the center of your chest. This is your portal to your inner wild woman. So you can just take a few deep breaths. Just imagine breathing into that heart center, activating it, igniting it. And as you connect deeper to this heart space of yours, a doorway appears in front of you. You can notice the color, the size, and the shape of the door. You begin to knock on this door. This signals your intention to go deeper. The door opens effortlessly in front of you, and you walk through it. You feel no fear. You are curious. You find yourself standing on a path in a forest. You are barefoot, and you can feel the dirt beneath your toes. You begin to take a few steps into the forest, feeling the satisfying crunch of the dirt and leaves beneath your feet. You begin to take in the smells of the forest. You can hear the birds in the trees. It's nighttime, but the full moon illuminates the entire forest. Because of this, you can see easily. So you continue to walk through the forest, noticing whatever it is that you noticed about this place. And as you continue to walk, you come to a clearing. And in the middle of this clearing is an unlit campfire. So you walk over to the campfire. You pick up a box of matches, take out a match, you light the match, and you use this match to ignite the campfire. The fire is small to begin with, but it begins to grow, and you can feel the heat radiating off of it. You can hear the crackling. You can smell the wood burning. The heat becomes so intense that you need to take a step backwards. You stare into the fire, watching it dance around. And as you look across the other side of the clearing, you see a woman standing there. You feel no fear. You remain curious, at peace, ready. And the wild woman walks into the sacred space. Just notice what she looks like. What is she wearing? Is she barefoot? Does she look like you? Or does she maybe look like someone you know? The wild woman begins to walk over to you. And with a cheeky grin, she takes your hand and she invites you to dance with her. You can see yourself moving however your body wishes, feeling the freedom, feeling the wildness, knowing that you seek no approval. It's just you and the wild woman dancing around the fire under the moonlight. You are untamed, free, the full expression of you in this glorious dance party around the fire. And as you both dance, you embrace each other as you would a long lost friend. And you notice that her body begins to merge with your own. This may feel like a change in temperature or tingles in your body. You may just simply know that this merge is happening. Allow this merge to happen at your own pace. And the merge is now complete. Feel the wild woman in your body. Let her energy ruminate into your core, feeling her energy, knowing that the wild woman energy lives within you. You turn around to leave this sacred space, knowing that you can come back here anytime. Anytime you feel like you have separated from this wild woman essence, feeling free and held in this wild woman energy. You walk back the way you came through the forest, back to the door that you walked through, and you find yourself sitting in this present time, in your space, listening to my voice. Take a deep breath now in through the nose, filling your belly as much as possible, and hold it. Keep holding. and release through the mouth with an audible sigh. You can bring some gentle movement back to your fingers and toes, feeling yourself connect back into your body, noticing that the wild woman energy has come back with you. And remember, you can come back to the space of the wild woman at any time. Anytime you feel that separation, she will be waiting for you. Then you can open your eyes, bring yourself back. I would love to know your feedback on this workshop and this meditation, especially. I love hearing feedbacks on creative visualization meditations because everyone's is so beautiful and unique and moving. So wherever you are watching this, if it's in the Goddess Sisterhood in the Facebook group, leave a comment under the video. If it is on YouTube, because I will be gifting this workshop to more than just the sisterhood this month, I'm just feeling so called to share it with as many women as possible, then leave a comment under the YouTube video, or you can take a screenshot and share it on Instagram and tag me. I would just love to hear your feedback and what you took from this workshop. And I think, again, watch it again, especially through those 14 points, and write down things that speak to you, ways of being that feel pulling, that feel so attractive, that feel like it's something you would want to embody in your own life and live out in your own way, because these are the most beautiful guidelines that you can use going forward to live your life, connecting with that inner wild woman and just living your fucking life, doing the things that make you happy, that bring you joy, that bring you fulfillment. And we cannot do that until we start to reconnect with and allow this inner wild woman within us to shine. So thank you so much for spending some time for me. I really do hope that you took something away from this workshop, if not more. But I'm sending you so much love, so much fire. There's so much fire energy in this wild woman theme. And yes, just sending you love, sending you kisses and hugs, and I will catch you soon somewhere.